Since it's almost St. Patrick's Day, we wanted to bring you a few simple and delicious Irish cocktails to join us in raising a nice healthy toast to St. Patrick and everything Irish. We're going to start today with an Irish take on a traditional old-fashioned. I call it an Irish old-fashioned. And all we're really doing is replacing the bourbon with Irish whiskey. Now you can use whatever Irish whiskey you have on hand, whatever bitters you prefer. I tend to not like to have oranges and cherries on hand because I don't always have them. So I cheated and found an orange cream bitter that I really, really love, and it gives me 2 of the ingredients in one, and I get to skip a step, and that is right up my alley. I start with either simple syrup or sugar cubes. In my case, I like to use the Demerara sugar cubes. It's just got a little bit richer of a flavor, and that's what I prefer. You take your bitters, and they either come in a dash bottle or a dropper bottle like this. If it's a dash bottle, you could give probably a handful of dashes of bitters. I use about 7 of these because this is the size of dropper it uses. And then I put a little bit of splash of water on there just to let it soak up, get all of that bitter in the sugar and get it nice and soft so I can muddle it. Then I use whatever Irish whiskey you prefer to use. Now I have Bushmills here. We're going to be using the 3 most popular Irish whiskeys today in general that are available in the US. I'm going to use Bushmills, but first you have to muddle it and not forget a step. Once it's nice and soft, you can then mash up the sugar. Now, this is also kind of a point of contention. Traditionalists will like to have either an orange slice or a cherry in this part where you would muddle it with the sugar. Again, since I skipped that step by using these bitters, I don't need to worry about that. You take 2 ounces of your Irish whiskey, and I like to free pour it, but if you want to be exact, you can use a jigger to measure that for you. Mix it again. And then you get a nice fancy ice cube and just place it in there and give it one more stir. And again, if you like, you can take an orange peel and rim the glass in it so that you have that nice aroma of orange in there, or you can just start drinking and enjoy. Next up, we're going to do the Irish apple. In order to do this drink, you really only need 3 ingredients: Irish whiskey, apple juice, and a lemon wedge. We're going to use the Tullamoredew, but you can use any Irish whiskey you have on hand. You want to start with 2 glasses of ice. You'll take the taller glass because you're going to use it to shake, and take about 1.5 ounces-ish of Irish whiskey. Ish. And then about 3 ounces of apple juice. Put it in your shaker and shake. Tricky part is to get it unsealed. There we go. Once you get it loose, you'll just barely strain it into the tumbler or into the rocks glass. Then you want to take your lemon wedge, squeeze it in and around the rim, and drop it in. And there you go, an Irish apple. For our next drink, we're going to do what I like to call an Irish cold cream. It is 2 ingredients. It could not be simpler. It is Jameson cold brew, which I have literally recently fallen in love with, and cream soda, and that's all there is to it. You take a glass of ice, you put in 2 ounces of Jameson cold brew, you open a cream soda, and then you pour it in. And you enjoy an Irish cold cream. Next up, for our coffee lovers out there, this is my take on a traditional Irish coffee. Now, traditionally, Irish coffee is made with Irish whiskey, coffee, and cream. Today, I'm going to make it more of a latte, an Irish latte. And I'm going to serve it cold in a martini glass and call it a vanilla Irish Latte-tini. Start with a shaker full of ice and in a separate glass, 2 ounces of Baileys. Then I'm going to use about an ounce of Jameson cold brew just to give it a little bit of extra coffee kick. Then you'll add about 6 ounces of brewed coffee. And this is where you can leave it like this and mix it and put it in a coffee cup, especially if St. Patrick's Day starts or falls on the weekend, so that you can start nice and early. All right. Then I love vanilla lattes. I like vanilla. You can add vanilla, you can add hazelnut, caramel, coconut, whatever flavor you like. But I like to put in a little bit of flavored syrup. I use 1 pump, or you can use about a half an ounce. Then you want to pour it into your shaker with ice or straight into your coffee cup. If you're serving it like I am, you'll want to put it in the shaker and shake it up nice and shake it kind of long so that it gets nice and cold. Because especially if you're serving it like a latte-tini, you want this nice and cold. And again, it did it that time. Take it out. This time, because I'm pouring it over a martini glass, I'm going to actually use a strainer. It's a little bit nicer of a pour. Or not. Pour it up nice and full. And you can serve it like this, or just like a little black dress, you can dress it up just a little bit with a couple of espresso beans. Then enjoy your latte-tini. Last but not least, we have the infamous Jameson with a pickleback. Now, I have seen this only with Jameson, and Jameson is the most popular imported Irish whiskey in the US, so this is what we're going to use. You pour an ounce shot of Jameson, and then about half of that of pickle brine. You can use any pickle brine that you want. We've picked this because we picked it up not wanting to have a whole jar of pickles just to get the brine, and this particular one is fantastic. So if you like pickles, you're going to like this. You can use any flavor of pickle brine you want. If you just have a jar of pickles in your house and that's the one you want to use, go ahead. Also, we have found pickle vodka if you want to liquor up your liquor and go hardcore. There is pickle moonshine out there that I have seen. Any kind of pickle juice you want to use, however hardcore you want to go for it. Unfortunately, if you don't like pickles, you'll probably want to pass on this one because it is definitely pickles. There's no getting around it. I really love pickles, so that's right up my alley and the reason it's here. Now, for you beer drinkers, White Claw drinkers, hard seltzer, it's St. Patrick's Day. Put away the Bud Light. Don't reach for the claw. Keep it Irish and go for a Guinness. Please always drink responsibly. Have a safe and happy St. Patrick's Day. Like and subscribe to get more content, and we'll see you back here at the camp. Or a little bit more. I'm gonna have well, you might be able to have mine because this might get harder if I keep drinking like this. Okay. You practically have a pyramid of alcohol.